Hello, hey YouTube, hi Instagram, how are you guys doing? I'm just about to post, oops, 1 second. Instagram, give me a sec. I forgot to take out the comment here. I know YouTube knows exactly what we're talking about, but Instagram doesn't, so we're gonna have to go here. Awesome. So, we are talking about some really interesting topics today. I'm so excited. I hope you guys can hear me perfectly just because I have the fan on. I'm trying not to put it on, but as much as I want to make sure the sound's amazing and everything, my back and it's just super hot. It's just really hot right now. It's a heat wave here where I am in Canada, and it's, I think 30 degrees or something. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I guess that'd be close to like 85 or 90 for you guys. But I wanted to jump on here and chat with you guys for the Cacao Chit Chat. So I'm super excited. If you guys are tuning in, say hello, like where you guys are coming from. I just posted a video on the angel number 711. So if you want to go watch that after, feel free to, if that aligns with you, if you feel connected with that number. But I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys a bit about patience. I posted on YouTube, Instagram. You guys didn't get that post, but I posted on YouTube. Basically a word a day. I just thought like every time I do meditation, doing YouTube videos are literally my way and part of my meditation as well, is getting to chat with you guys and connect with you. So I thought, what better way to connect with you guys than to talk about the things and the intentions that I learned through my meditation and sending it over to you. So today's word is patience. And I love this word because I feel like in this time, oh, yay, Sherry. I feel like in this time, patience is such a word that we don't tend to look at, or we're tired of hearing a lot. So I want to deep dive into patience because I do know a lot of you guys who are on here who are either following me or have been following me for a while are really into that word, or really are wanting to kind of get more of that patience within, especially when you're focusing on manifesting some big new choices, big decisions, such as a new job. It could be also just big decisions that you never had the opportunity to decide, or they just came out of nowhere. And I've noticed this a lot with a lot of the people I'm talking to, that there's just like all these things that are coming up. So let's talk about patience. Like, what is your definition of patience to you guys? I'd love to hear from you. Like, when you hear the word patience right now, what sits well with you? I want to kind of deep dive into this in a conscious way. I'm also going to be doing card readings as usual at the end. So if you feel called to, you can obviously ask me for card readings. I would love to. I feel so inclined to, just to give you guys some more guidance with the gifts that I have. So patience for me, I think, and for all of us, when we look in the word patience, it really comes down to being able to slowly be in the state of mind, the state of now, and ensuring that regardless of what is to come, we need to have that time and that patience. And when we're trying to manifest things quicker, when we're trying to attract certain things in our life quicker, we forget that patience is such a beautiful word. It's such a very light but remindful word. And right now, and I think a lot of people are expressing a lot of stress at this time. I know a lot of you guys have been mentioning, Shika, I'm super stressed. I don't know what to do. I have so many things that I'm focusing on right now in my life. What should I be focusing on? If you're feeling stressed, then this is definitely something that will help you out. But when I was thinking about patience this morning, I really thought, patience allows us to learn about why we're stressed about the things that we have in our life. Patience allows us to give the answers of things that we don't even have right now, but are always within us. So this morning, I was really thinking of the patience of things, of what I want to manifest, and, visualizing it and amplifying that emotion and bringing that deeply in so I can, quicken the process of manifestation. But then when I thought about it, I was like, the beauty of patience is such an art. It's the journey of which we're looking at whatever we want to create. It's the journey that we're looking at the person we want to fall in love with and find. It's the journey of us having the patience to heal, which is something that I learned a lot last year in 2019. I healed from my traumas. It was a lot for me. And even speaking about it with you guys here on YouTube or on Instagram, that wasn't easy. But with the patience that I had for myself, I gave myself a lot of time and that safe space for many things. I gave myself that time to heal. I gave myself that time to understand me a little bit more and get more connected to my true self. I gave myself that time to kind of, reflect and understand what I needed at that time. So I really want you guys to understand that patience is such a simple word that we tend to not focus so much on, especially in times like today, where we feel that things aren't happening as quick as we want it to happen, right? Hey, Safi, they're not happening as quick as we want it to happen. But the reason why they're not happening so quickly is because, the universe is trying to teach us something. And I know a lot of you guys have been messaging. I got a lot of comments last night. I hope I responded to all of you guys. If I didn't, I will definitely respond to you soon. But I was just mentioning that when I was responding to all those comments, a lot of you guys were saying, I'm getting 111s all the time. I'm getting 222s. I'm getting all these angel numbers and I don't know why. And the reason why you're getting those angel numbers is because, connecting to patients, it's teaching us what can we learn from what the signs and the symbols that our guides, universe, source, whatever that you want to follow is trying to tell us, right? So if we're thinking of 111 and that sequence, because I know that's something that came up a lot for you guys. One is a sequence of new beginnings. It's a sequence of new, things to come, new things to arise, new relationships, new challenges, new growth, new inner everything, right? So that's really what that number and that sequence and the energy that it holds, if you think about it. So when we're thinking of being excited for what we want, and then we get these other emotions such as frustration and sadness that comes in, right? But those are just representations of what we aren't. We're chasing after the pleasure and what we want to see happen, but we're not being patient enough to actually see that the journey is what's supposed to happen. It's not the success at the end of the day, right? If you think about $10,000 or say $1 million, let's just say $1 million. I want to make $1 million. I'm manifesting $1 million. Let's just put this for an example. You're manifesting that energy is going towards it. And obviously you're getting closer and closer to this manifestation. But the journey and the sweat and work that you have put into this $1 million is more than just $1 million. That patience produces the energy that created that $1 million. It's not just like $1 million that someone just gave you today, right? You produced it, you created it, you cultivated this energy, and that's what makes it so powerful. Hey everyone, hey Vitilko. Hey, people. Hello, everyone who just joined in on Instagram and everyone on YouTube too. Thank you so much for signing in. You guys can come and join in and we're talking about patience. So feel free to ask any questions, any thoughts that come through intuitively. This is a great way for you to practice your intuition, guys, because I know I've been really pushing that a lot, especially in all times. But what is your intuition telling you when you think of the word patience, I know Sherry just said, I have trouble having patience to quiet my mind when I meditate. That's a great example, right? Patience to quietness. When we're making ourselves stressed by thinking about how we need to quiet our mind. When we try to think about the little things, such as focusing on the breath, and that means on everyday life. That's not just meditation, right? If we have the patience to focus on our breath, we'll be able to kind of have a clear vision of what we need to focus on in general in our life, right? Jay Funk just said patience is key. Yes, it's 100% key. And Sherry just responded that that's my manifestation. I am a multimillionaire. Doesn't hurt to ask for the universe. So Sherry, that's a great example. So I want you guys, when you are manifesting and having that patience to manifest it, allow that energy to flow faster for you. Not just saying, hey, I am a multimillionaire. And that's it. You don't have to say if it comes or, if the universe decides to give it. It's already yours as long as you claim it, right? But the moment that you either mentally think about all the subjections of what could possibly go wrong or what could possibly not work to your favor is the moment that you will understand that manifestation will take longer to get to you. That manifestation will be blocked by you, by no one else but you. So I always tell people that there's a lot that we can learn from the word patience. Another thing that really came through when I was meditating today and I wanted to share with you guys, and I think it's very helpful, is when we think of the word patience too, we need to understand that sometimes when we're in a time of pain, for example, I've been getting a lot of messages of people saying that, I have these bills and I'm not being able to get it paid and all these other things that come through. But the reasons why, all of these things that we're thinking of the word patience is because, if we're thinking of the bills and we're creating that energy towards the overexcitement of getting that thing out, being patient, the universe will end up giving you part of that without energetically giving you everything. For example, I know some people that you manifest $1,000, right? But your big goal is to manifest $10,000. I'm just putting money out there because there's a lot of people who've been asking me about money. But if there's any other things that you have problems with patience, please let me know in the comments. But when people say about that, then because you're putting part of your energy towards that money, you're only getting 20% of it, right? So if you partially believe from your subconscious that you can kind of get what you want, then, obviously the universe is only going to give you what you kind of believe, right? So you have to fully believe in that. And that is where the patience comes in. That's what we can learn from the patience, is the beauty of understanding that we need to wait and understand that we need to take this time to increase our vibration. So when we do get that thing, other abundances, other things will happen. There's a reason why people say that, one thing happened and it just kind of snowballed from there. Is because energetically, that energy started first with just 1 million. And then your first million turned into 2 million. So it's all about making sure that we are tapping into our subconscious. And if there are any self-doubt, self-sabotaging thoughts that come in, and be honest with yourself, tap into your intuition. This is a great opportunity to do that. Like, what's coming up for you when I'm saying these words? What's making you kind of get those little weird feelings inside your stomach? Be Bold, Be Fierce from Instagram says that to be patient means being kind to ourselves, especially by putting ourselves out there. And that is the ups and downs of growing a business. Yes, I agree. So if you are an entrepreneur, being patient is being patient with your clients, being patient with your energy, right? And I think I love this because in patience, you can kind of find to love what you do even more. That's another thing. I talk a lot about how love is the only emotion that really exists in this world. Every other emotion comes from pain, comes from traumas, comes from experiences, comes from it's usually anything else from that is usually because of some kind of experience that you had that you're bringing and holding in within you that's creating this kind of emotion. But if you really think of the most innocent, most bliss, most amazing energy that we truly have, an emotion that we truly have in this world, it is love, right? So when we think about patience and love in our businesses, I always see with a lot of new businesses, especially in this time when they are not patient and they focus with the stress of their business, people feel that off you, right? If you don't come from a heart center of where you are with your business, people are going to feel that. No one's going to want to be with someone who has that set. So I really want to challenge you guys who are business owners or leaders in this time. I want you to ask yourself, how can I show up and serve more to my business or my community more? How can I show up for more people? How can I give more energy in a way that respects my own energy, that can really just bring that all in? You know what I mean? Bring that love all in. And with more love comes more abundance. That's what I really want to tell you guys. With more love comes abundance. I get so excited to come on here every day from Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. We sit, we chat. Some of you guys say this is part of your self-care, whatever works for you. But the fact that we're all putting love into this energy is going to help not just you, but many other people on this call, on this chat, on this whatever we're doing right now, right? So think of that when you take that perspective in every action you do in your day-to-day life. The food you make, you prepare in breakfast, saying your loved ones, I love you, and actually meaning it. Telling your business or clients or your assistants or employees, like, you guys are doing great, putting that energy in there. If you're a mentor or whatnot, asking them, like, how can I show up for you? How can I serve you? Be in a self-serving space. And I think the more that we serve, we get twice or even 3 times or more of that back to us. And that's the beauty of it. Sherry says it is a manifest. Oh, I already read that one. So you're good with that. If there's any questions that you guys have or thoughts that are coming in intuitively, maybe even quotes or things that resonate with you, please share. I think the best way of learning is if we all share that together. J Funk says patient is good for your health too. It is for your body and won't stress you out. Exactly. You know, I always say good health is wealth. Like at the end of the day, no matter how much money you want to manifest, no matter how much you're trying to say, that money means nothing if you do not have the patience to give yourself a break, right? Hey Jade, it's so nice to see you. I've taken my time to really take a step back and really focus on how can I show up in a way that respects my wellness. So for example, every morning, I talk about this a lot in my videos. The first hour of your day is really your day of intention. It's what sets your day of emotion, whether you're feeling good or bad, but you have the full control to change your day in that hour. So what I do is I sit down with myself and I sit down in silence. I've gotten to the point with meditation now where I can calm my mind and not feel guilty if I'm not checking my emails, not feel guilty if I'm not, going on social media and responding to everyone. Because if my glass isn't full, I can't give that to anyone. I can't give that to, say for you guys, you can't give that to your kids. You can't give that to your friends, your loved ones, your partners. You can't give that to your business. So you have to really think about like, how am I going to show up for myself first? How am I going to wake up and give myself some self-care, self-love? Those are high vibrational words. I'm not using the other words I used before. I'm really learning here. So I want to tell you guys, like, those words, when you're saying self-care, self-love, like, what are things that you do? I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, what's something that you do first thing in the morning? Be honest. If you say I scroll on my phone, that's fine. But what's the first thing that you do in the morning? And why is that? Hey, Iba. And Oi Music. So what time do you wake up at? That's a great question. So for me, I used to kind of be all over the place. I was a very big morning person when I was younger. When I was a child, I used to wake up with my dad at 4:45 a.m. He had his own business. He still does. And for him, like, he was like an early worker. Like, he's a farmer guy. Like, for him, waking up early is part of his whole life, right? Like, you work hard. He has that mentality. So I really was born in this world in my childhood self, even my adult self, where I had to work hard to show up and show that I was doing something, right? And that busy mentality that we do have in this masculine world can sometimes run us down to the ground at times. And I think that's what people are learning through this experience right now. Now that we can just twiddle our fingers and we don't really have that time to do so many things, people are kind of going crazy. They're like, oh my gosh, like, what's going on? I can't, like, I actually have time. I actually have time to take a bath. I actually have time to read a book. I actually have time to go out and talk to friends, even though you're inside and doing things. But the beauty of that, though, is really asking yourself, how much time do I need? So I'd ask you, like anyone here, how much time do you need in order for you to be set up for your day? So for some people, they will say 5 a.m. You need to wake up at 5 a.m. and that is the time that you need to wake up in order to be successful. Other people will say 6 a.m. There are a lot of successful people that wake up at different times. It all depends on your schedule. I will say wake up earlier. I would always say that depending on your schedule, at least wake up an hour earlier for yourself. So you're an hour earlier for yourself, not for the world, not for your work, for you. So if I'm starting my day at 7 a.m. then or like bath and everything and breakfast, I want to wake up at 6 a.m. so I have an hour to actually like read my book and all of that stuff. I think that's so important, right? Okay, Jade, sending you love and light. But I think that's so crucial. So like, depends on you. Like, how much time do you need to give yourself some self-love? That's what I would say. So you guys, like, what's your mornings look like? What's the one thing that makes you happy? People Be Fierce says that feed my cat, LOL, and then I prepare my altar to meditate. Amazing. Practice yoga and journal, where I reflect on meditation and any reflections had or what are my intentions for the day. That's basically almost my schedule. So what I do for my morning, and maybe I'll do a video on this, but my mornings, what I do is I wake up, I avoid the phone as much as possible. I focus on myself and I really just tap into, okay, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes. That's it. just 10 minutes. I'm not sitting there for an hour. If I have to and I feel like I need to meditate longer, there's more things I need to process. But because it's an everyday thing for me at that point, and I'm conscious throughout the day, I'm not really that stressed. So I usually spend just a little bit, just a bit, like I would say like that much time just with myself. And then I sit down with my journal, which I have many journals, but I sit down with one of my journals and I write down and I script or I put intention. I go in between both of them. So this morning I felt like scripting because I felt really energized. I had so many things that I want to manifest, feeling really creative. I'm on my moon cycle too. So that's a whole new thing. If you guys would like me to talk about moon cycle, there's so much power that we have within our moon cycle that comes in, and it could really help you. The more you get tuned with your moon cycle, the better it will be for you to grow your business and other things as well. You can do so many things with that. But anyways, besides the fact, I really just write down all my creative stuff. Then when I'm done with that, I spend about 5 minutes taking it all in, visualizing and kind of closing and giving gratitude. I spend 5 minutes just saying thank you for all the things I'm scripting that is in my reality right now. And that's another thing too. I'm manifesting things as if it's happening right now. And it comes to me. Like I've had an opportunity this morning. I woke up to a beautiful message that I manifested. And I'm so excited for this opportunity. I can't wait to share it with you guys soon. But that is kind of an idea of where I'm telling you that sometimes we're working so hard. And if we are able to be patient, the things come much quicker than we could even imagine. Sherry says that I get up, drink up a cup of coffee, awesome, scroll on my phone, and then I get to the treadmill, watch YouTube videos, and then work out. Get a shower, and then I'm good for the day. Yay, love it, 2 hours. Amazing. Yes, moon cycle is amazing. Yes, it is. I have a video actually on moon cycle on periods, so if you aren't familiar with the power of periods, ladies, men, you can also watch it. I know there's a couple men. I'm going to shout out Mark here because he's like one of my subscribers who's been for a while, but he watched it and his wife loved the video as well. Very helpful to understand a little bit more about the periods and how it works, especially intuitively with this world. But I say that's a really good one. The one thing I would say is try to limit the amount of social media you take in. Sometimes when we have other things that we externally think about online, it can actually help, not help, but it can actually prevent us from looking inwards. So I'd really, really, really suggest you kind of limiting as much as possible the social media in the morning, at least the first hour, and then you can scroll as much as you want. I love YouTube. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, not only just posting, but watching other YouTubers. So I just want to let you guys know that it is really helpful, but you want to make sure that you're taking that time for yourself. Be Bold, Be Fierce says that, yes, I started staying away from my phone, and after talking to you, that's amazing. I need to jump off, but I will have your no worries at all. So yeah, I think that's so crucial. I think it's great. So I want to tap in a little bit more on patience. Another thing I also talked about patience was that it is one of the things that I think is just kind of, people say patience is a virtue, but more importantly, whenever I am stressed, whenever I feel like there's a lot going on with me mentally, I turn to patience. I always turn to patience. And what this does is it allows me to kind of focus on what I need to do at that time. Because there are two words that really resonate with me in terms of patience, that I go back to this a lot. It's called reaction and response. And when we're patient, we are able to respond the way that we truly want to. But when we are not, we can react in a way that can actually cause an effect to our energy and our vibration. So for example, if for some reason someone invites me to go out for dinner and I don't want to go out for dinner, I'm like, hey, no, don't feel like doing it. It's not my cup of tea. I don't feel like it. What I would want to do is, out of respect, I want to say, okay, well, personally inside, I want to do it. But if I'm someone who I am a nurturer, I really want to please the person. I really want to go there and, hang out with them and go to dinner. Or you can be patient as far as how you want to hang out with them and respond in a way that makes sense for both of you, that respects both people. So you're not halfly there energetically and halfly present. So having the idea of understanding how to be patient can really help you with your decision making as well. And that is decision as in your intuition, knowing right off bat if it is a yes or a no with opportunities, if it's a yes or a no with what you need to do, or if it's a yes or a no if this sign means something, if those angel numbers is talking to you and you've been noticing a lot knowing exactly what decision you need to make from that, or understanding what the next step is for your manifestation so you can be on the right path that the universe is creating for you. So I really hope that really helped you guys with patience. I think this is a very crucial, amazing thing. I don't want to keep it too long with that. I do want to do the card readings. So if you would like a card reading, say me. I don't know if this is your first time doing card readings. I do them almost, I want to say weekly, once or twice a week. I usually do them on live on my Instagram, but this is my first time doing it on both. And I feel like it's been so helpful doing it on both, just because I feel personally, when you do both of them, a lot of you guys are on my Instagram, some of you guys are on my YouTube, so you get a kind of a chance to, you know, be online. I know some of you on YouTube said that you don't have Instagrams. This is an opportunity for you guys to be here and like get to spend time with me, or have an option, whatever platform you use. So I'm really, really grateful for that. I think that's amazing. Oh, that's really great. So yeah, that is basically it for that. So if you would like one, I know Sherry says she wants a card. Anyone else who wants card readings, doing card readings for Instagram, just say me, and then I will pull a card for you. I'm super excited. It's been a good day. Today is Wednesday, right? Holy geez, it goes by so quickly. Oh, okay. So Sherry, let's have a card reading. So just think of your intention. Okay, Sherry, let's do this. Hey, everyone on Instagram, we're doing card readings. So if you guys are wanting a card reading, feeling called for a card reading, say me, and I will put you next for a reading. Super excited. Okay, so Sherry, you got boundaries, you got mirror, and you got a lot more. And then you got birth, aging, and then Jesus' divine plan. So I do feel like there's some new emotions coming up. And at this time, it's very different for you of rebirthing of where you need to go. And you're uncertain at this time to what direction you need to go. But I do feel like there's a new beginning coming in your way. And this, I think it's internally. It's not externally as far as career, relationship, it's within yourself. And the reason why I say that is because you got the car with what is triggering you, which is the mirror card. What exactly is triggering you? What is causing you to, have this feeling of starting something new? And in order for you to figure out what that is, you need to set some boundaries. And this is the other card that I got, setting emotional boundaries for yourself in order for you to understand what is triggering you. And that could be as simple as, telling the people around you that you need some time just in your morning to reflect. You know what I mean? Like focusing and at least having one time throughout the day for you. Because again, I feel like there is some new things that are coming up and you need to release a lot in order for those new opportunities to come into your life. Your last card that you got, it's very rare that I have 4, but I the last card that I have is Anna Grandmother Jesus. So this is really talking about laying foundation. So laying your foundations for success, laying your foundations for divine, laying your foundations for what you need to do and sending you light through that. So I think that the main thing here is starting new beginnings. You need to know how to lay foundations, but in order for you to understand that, you need to also figure out what is triggering you emotionally that has happened or is happening currently, and create boundaries around what is triggering you so you can heal. And I think this is so important because I tell people all the time, when we are about to start new beginnings in our life in times of which things need to change and shift, and there's a lot of shifts energetically that people will need to, just because of the lifestyle that we're living in today. But one thing I always say is if we don't do the inner work, that will bleed out. All of the things that we need to work on, that energy and that negative energy in pockets that we hold within our body is going to bleed out into the work and the creative stuff that we're working on in our life. So we need to, I think it's so important to create boundaries in our life. It is so important for us to kind of reflect every day and just see, like, how am I doing? How am I feeling? What am I feeling within myself? What do I need to work on? So I think that's a beautiful reading for you. Let me know what comes through for you, Sherry, but I think that's beautiful. If anyone else wants a reading, say me. I'll do a reading for you as well. Ooh, sorry. I love card readings. They're so much fun. Yeah, I think that's kind of like new beginnings. So if it's relation to that, I really what's coming into it is, the new beginning of the relationship for your son, if you're asking that, and laying the foundations as far as if you're asking for him. I just want to make sure that you're not asking for yourself, you're asking for him. So I can give you a more accurate summary on that. Oops. I love this. One second. Hey, Instagram, if you guys want a reading, say me and I'll do a card reading for you. Oops. Perfect. I was just wondering if she's going to move on. Yeah, so I definitely feel like she is. It's new beginnings. That card came in, so definitely, and she's going to need some foundations. But I do think that traumatically, it did kind of affect her with the breakup. So she's still grieving over the relationship. And that's where the mirroring card came in, is like mirroring into like, what does she need to work on and what does she learn from the breakup of the relationship, and setting boundaries from, her partner, which is your son, to make sure that she could heal. And that's going to be very hard for her because, there's going to be disconnecting from someone energetically, especially when something's so recent, and especially in times where, we kind of have to work with what we have in our own surrounding. That's going to be a little bit different. So I think the biggest advice I would give is just for her to release those cords and those energetic cords from the relationship. She's going to have to look inwards within herself and ask herself, how did this negatively affect me? And how can I learn from this so I can move forward and not feel this trauma and leak that through my future relationship? Hello, Halo, how are you? So I hope that helps you out a bit. If anyone else wants a reading, say me. If not, then I can just do a collective. So I'll wait a bit. I feel like there's other people who are going to want a reading. Oops. Not sure if it's lagging. Let me see. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, cool. No worries. I'm really happy to help, Sherry. I'm sending you, your son, and his ex-girlfriend as well a lot of just love and light during this time, especially in times of changes. And I know for some people, we don't want to ask for help, but we need it sometimes. I think it's better to know, we have to understand that we're all so interconnected. And in order for us to all heal as a collective, we need to always be looking out for each other, not be afraid to ask for help as well, and know when to respond and how to respond for help too. So I think that's so important. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or anything. Oops. Or card readings. There's always a few people who end up being shy, but no worries, Sherry. I'm super happy. Feel free. If you've never done a card reading, I can also tell you how to do it too. I've had a couple people who never done one and they were kind of nervous for it. So if that is the case, I can guide you through it too. Ooh, it's hot. Super, super warm. If you guys have any questions either, feel free to ask. I know a lot of you guys ask me questions on angel numbers. That's where most of my subscribers are. You guys can feel free to ask any questions you have. Angel numbers, patience, manifestation, no worries. Anything within that's coming from your intuition. There's no wrong answers or questions here. Whatever you like. So let me know. Oops. So I feel like I'm going to do a card reading. One second. Okay, so if everyone doesn't want to do one, that's completely fine, or has no questions, we're going to do a collective reading together. I always love to do this. I find it super helpful just for everyone, and it's a reading for the day, and it just brings us a lot of light to it. I always get these ones that come in, so let me know if any of those resonate with you. So we got the Priestess, which is, how are you being called to step to lead? And this could be leading within yourself. This could also be leading in your position and actually using that throat chakra. I know a lot of people have been saying their throat chakra has not been, as lightened and balanced as they want it to be. And that's usually because, we're not familiar with understanding what boundaries we need to create during these times, right? So how to ask for help, but also have boundaries of how much space we want. And also understanding how can I lead and serve? So I talked about this earlier, but serving. So serving your community, serving your family, serving your friendships, serving all your relationships in your life. How can you come in a step of serving? Because right now, humanity needs as much help. We all need family, friends. We all need as much help as possible. Pillar of light. So your vibration is rising. And I love this card because this really talks about, we as a collective taking this break is going to increase so many of us, right? We're going to be able to grow, to expand bigger than we can ever imagine. And it's so beautiful. So I want you guys to get excited because even if you're not having the best time right now with everything, I want you to know that in the darkness comes the light. There's the yin and the yang. There's never just full darkness, right? There's always some light that comes in. So knowing that, how can I focus more on the vibration and the light that comes into my day every single day, even on days where I feel so emotional? I want to release that, but then I also want to come back to, okay, how can I increase my vibration? What can I be grateful for? And it can be the smallest things, but I really just want you to know, how can I keep my vibration high on a daily basis and maintain my self-care as much as possible? Because if we don't do that, this brings us to our next card, which is dimming our light to fit in. So at this point, I feel like some people are still kind of focusing on how can I change what's going on? How can I change all the outcomes that are coming into my life right now? And we need to ask ourselves, instead of dimming our light and focusing on the things of how to keep things together, we need to just let things go. We need to just let things go in order for us to increase our vibration and take care of our self-care and to mother ourselves a little bit more, right? And I think this is such a beautiful card because I've been getting this card a lot, and this card just fell out, which is talking about past lives and contracts. So unbound. And this card just fell out. So I guess the universe wanted us to talk about this, but here it's really talking about releasing patterns. So I mentioned this a little bit today with our angel number. And I'm going to be mentioning it a bit in other angel numbers as well. But with 711, I think we talked a lot about releasing negativity. And one of the biggest things is there's a lot of abundance that's coming out of this situation for a lot of people in either way, whether you're having a good or bad. You're going to either have a lesson or you're going to either grow through all the experiences we're all going through as a collective. But one of the things we need to understand is as we get out of this situation into the, evolving, beautiful, higher consciousness of a world that we're living in today, we have to understand that what are the soul patterns? What are the patterns that have been happening in our lives thus far? And what can we do in the now that can create releases and disconnections? So how can I create, more of a lesson towards those past life experiences, these karmic experiences that just keep on happening to my life? And obviously it's not a coincidence, right? So it's unbounding ourselves, it's detaching ourselves from that and allowing ourselves to feel free, to feel our soul being free, to make our soul feeling richer and more solid within ourselves. So I really want you guys to know that we need to make sure that we're releasing any soul patterns. I don't know if any of you guys do have that or if that card resonates with you, but it came out for a reason. If there is anything that is popping up for you recently, please release that because that is so crucial. So I hope that was good. I'm going to call last call for any readings that you guys want before we end the live. If you have any readings, any cards, any questions, any thoughts, anything for me, please ask. I think that would be amazing. I'm trying to do the lives at 1 o'clock. Now, I don't know if this is the best time to do it for everyone because I've done one at 6. So if you guys can let me know what time works best for you. I am Eastern time. So right now it's about 1:52. It's almost 2 o'clock. So let me know, does this time around lunchtime work for you? Do you prefer doing the live at 1? Because I just thought having it both on Instagram and on YouTube would be helpful. So people who want to see the recap can, and those who probably want to just like chat or whatnot and ask questions is around lunchtime. But if you would prefer having lives in the evening, please let me know too, or in the morning, early morning. I'm an early riser. So whatever works for you, I'm more than happy to help out. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Do go check out the last video. It is 711, the angel number. I also have my fast, my 3-day fast that I did. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go check that out. That would be amazing. And I think a lot of you guys said that you were going to do a fast because of that. So I really am happy that it inspired you to kind of look inwards and do that. A lot of you guys said this time is good. I've heard a lot of you have been saying this time is awesome. So that's great. That's perfect. And I hope you guys have a great day. Like, keep being beautiful, keep being amazing. Be conscious within your day. Ask yourself, how can I be more patient today? That's one of the biggest lessons that you can learn today. How can I show up? Be more patient. Be more patient with myself. Be more patient with my being, my state of being, and just grow within that. So I'm sending you guys so much love, so much light. If you don't subscribe yet or you have not subscribed, do subscribe, put the notification bells. I do videos every single day for you beautiful souls. And I will see you guys in the next live tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. See you soon. Bye.